and then you've been sitting on that load for 3 days. So basically you made $500 in 3 days. That's not cutting it. But that's how you got to be with these brokers, man. You got to know how to negotiate, and you got to be firm. And I told them 2,000 was my minimum. That's my minimum. I was really trying to be at 23. You know, the broker doesn't need to know that, hey, I'm picking up this load and then I'm going back home and I'll park my truck for the weekend. He doesn't have to know that. You know, that's just for you to know. Because if he knows that, then he might try to use that against you. Welcome to Georgia. YouTube, welcome back to my channel, guys. If this is your first time seeing my channel, this is your first time coming across my content, please hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and drop me a comment in the comment section. So to all the mothers who are subbed to this channel, happy Mother's Day to you. And also to all my male subs, happy Mother's Day to your wives, your girlfriends, or whomever. And I know somebody's out there wondering, why is he doing an oil change on Mother's Day? Well, I have a load on the trailer that's going into Atlanta tomorrow morning for 5 o'clock. So I'm gonna leave Charlotte around 10 o'clock tonight, between 8 and 10 o'clock. Right now it's about 4 in the afternoon. So the plan is to finish up, go home, and have a nice Mother's Day dinner with my wife and the kids. But I was overdue for an oil change, so I just had to get it out the way because I'm going into Atlanta tonight, and I have another load coming back to Charlotte tomorrow. So that would have been another 500 to 600 miles on top of the few hundred miles I'm already over for an oil change. I believe I'm at about 11,000 miles right now. I like to get it done right around 10,000 miles. So I'm finishing up right now, then I'm about to head back to the crib. And also, I do have a video of me doing a full PM on my truck. So if you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. So let me wrap this thing up and I'll get up out of here. All right, YouTube, so oil change is a wrap. About to head back to the crib real quick, see if I can chef up a quick meal for Mother's Day, and I'll get back on the road in about 3 to 4 hours. So I didn't grease the truck or the trailer, and I spent about 2 hours in my garage today trying to find my grease gun, and I just couldn't find it. It's not on my truck, and it's not in the garage. So I don't know if I let somebody borrow it and they never returned it, but I just can't find it. So when I get on the road tonight, after I drop the load off tomorrow morning, I have about 4 hours in between my next pickup. So I'm gonna just stop at Love's or one of these truck stops and just have them lube my truck and my trailer. And that will complete my service, my PM. All right, YouTube. Let's get on down to Atlanta, man. So I'm going a little south of Atlanta. I'm going into Douglasville, Georgia, which is just a little south of Atlanta. So once I drop this load off today at 5 o'clock in the morning, my next pickup is at noon in Swanee, Georgia, which is north on the 85, coming back into South Carolina. And that load comes off at 10 p.m. tonight, right here back in Charlotte. So basically going down, dropping this off, pick up my next load at noon, and it's a straight through back to Charlotte. So the load I'm bringing down right now is a frozen load of Italian ice. It's been sitting on my trailer all weekend. I picked it up Friday afternoon, and basically it's 270 loaded miles once I pick it up. Now this load is just another perfect example. You know, you gotta be firm with these brokers. This load was posted for $1,000 on the board. Now just imagine, you're basically babysitting this load all weekend. All right, that's 3 days this load will be on my truck. I wasn't doing anything. I was going to be home anyways, you know. This load picked up about 5 miles from where I parked my truck, not even, about 3.5 miles, roughly. So I went to the shipper on Friday, picked it up, then I made a stop at the fuel station, make sure my reefer is on full. I've got a 50-gallon tank on my reefer, by the way. So the broker offered me $1,000 on this load when I called in on Friday morning. You know, so I laughed at him. I said $1,000 for a load that's sitting on my truck for 3 days, running at -10, you know, because it is frozen Italian ice. So they want you to run it at -10 continuous. So I laughed at him. And I said, when you double that, come holler at me. And he's like, I can't do $2,000. And I said, well, I can't touch it. So he said, give me a few. I'm going to call my customer and see if I could talk to him about it. So about 5 minutes later, he called back and he said, we can do it for $2,000. You know, this just goes to show you got to be stern with these brokers, man. You got to stop playing games with these brokers. You know, they have the ability to pay on these loads. But if I was one of these cheap owner-operators out here that's lowballing the load board, you know, they would have pushed it on me for $1,000. You know, $1,000 going into Atlanta from Charlotte is not bad, but that's okay for a load that's coming off either the same day or early the next morning. But not for a load sitting on your trailer for 3 days over the weekend. And it's funny because I actually talked to a driver who was getting loaded at the same facility when I was getting loaded. And he's got a load going into Florida, you know, right outside of Jacksonville. And same scenario, picks up on Friday, comes off early Monday morning. So we started to talk about the rates, and he asked me, he said, what did you get on this load? I told him $2,000. He said, man, you made out better than me. I'm going into Florida and I'm only getting $1,600. You know, it's all about knowing how to negotiate with these brokers, man. You know, if they need that load moved, they'll pay. You just gotta hold out. They'll call back. Welcome to Georgia. Couldn't ask for a better commute on this early Monday morning. No construction, no traffic. The only thing I saw coming in was right before I got to Spartanburg, right before the construction zone. There was a trooper sitting on the side. You know, when I passed him, I was doing about 67, then 65. And there was a four-wheeler in the left lane. I was in the middle lane. But I was actually in the right lane. When I saw him on the shoulder, I moved over to the middle lane. You know, there was a four-wheeler in the left lane. I was flying. I could see the four-wheeler closing in behind me. I was doing 67, so that four-wheeler was probably doing about 80, 85. And sure enough, man, when I looked in my mirror, the trooper turned on his lights and nabbed him right there. But that was the only incident I saw coming in. Hopefully when I get into Atlanta, 285, I should get there, you know, a little after 4, right around 4 o'clock. So at that time of the morning, I don't anticipate any traffic on the 285. You know, traffic doesn't start getting crazy on the 285 till about 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. Maybe about 6 o'clock. So I should be fine. You know, but getting out of there, once I get unloaded, I do have to go back north on the 85. You know, so I got to run the 285 around Atlanta. You know, that's probably going to be a mess, because that's probably going to be around 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. So from my delivery to the next pickup is about an hour with no traffic. So with traffic, it's probably going to be about an hour and 30 minutes, maybe an hour and 45 minutes. You know, but at that point, I would be out of Atlanta. I'm actually going to be closer to this side of Georgia right here. And I'm pretty sure on my way up, that Georgia scale's going to be open. I'm about to pass it right now, but I'm pretty sure they're closed this early in the morning. So on my way back up, I just got to make sure I check my weight, because the load I'm picking up, I believe it's about 43,000 pounds. So before I get on the scale, leaving Georgia, I just got to make sure I'm legal on all my axles. But I'll be real surprised if the scale was open right now. Let's see what time it is right now. 3 o'clock in the morning. But tomorrow is the start of DOT week. So Marv will be home, man. I got some things I gotta work on. Nothing that would get me out of service or get me in trouble. But I'm gonna take the week off while DOT's out here acting a fool. So tomorrow, I'm gonna fix my AC. My AC's not blowing cold right now. It's got a leak. I know where it's leaking from, but I gotta replace that line. So that's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. My AC stopped working towards the end of last summer, but I was in no rush. There it is right there, bypass. That's a bypass for the scale. But I was in no rush to fix it because it was the end of the summer going into the fall. So there was no need for it. But I could have used it last week. So I'm gonna fix it, and I'm probably gonna upload that video because I'm gonna actually vacuum it and recharge it. So if somebody out there wants to know how to vacuum and recharge your AC, and I'll save you a few $100 by going to the dealer, I'm going to show you guys how to do it. You know, I have the vacuum at home. You know, it's crazy because the guy that parks next to me at the yard, I was talking to him 2 days ago, and his truck is actually at Peterbilt right now getting some work done to it. And one of the things they're working on is the AC unit. He said the AC wasn't working. And just the AC job alone was $2,300, man. I told him, man, if you had told me, I would have done it for you. Real good dude, man. I would have probably done it for free. I wouldn't charge him. Real good dude. Matter of fact, when y'all saw me working on my reefer unit the other day, that's his ladder. I went to his crib and borrowed the ladder, and I brought it to the truck yard. Real good dude. Shout out to Ramon. Let me get this monitor going on my iPhone, because the last video I uploaded, I realized that my camera was a little crooked. You know, so normally I keep the monitor going so I can see what's happening on the video. But it looks to be pretty straight right now. But I can't tell you guys, man, how much of a difference these camera made. This was probably one of the best investment I ever did to this channel, and it's very rewarding when it's noticed. You know, the other day one of my subs dropped a comment in the comment section, and it just made me feel good, man. You know, I believe the comment was great video, great camera angles, You know, so guys, I'm working on it, man. You know, when I go back and I look at some of my older videos, you know, prior to getting these cameras, it's just night and day difference, man. You know, it's so much easier now to record content with these cameras. You know, before I was using my phone, and after each video, I would always have to delete a whole bunch of stuff out of my phone just to have enough storage to record a day's worth of content. But now I have 3 cameras, you know, set up inside the truck. I got the POV on top of my head, and I have this camera up front, and sometimes I put a camera on the passenger side window over there, facing me. You know, it's just so much easier now. I still do run out of storage now, but it's not as bad. You know, I can record maybe 2 or 3 videos before I have to delete something, because the memory cards I'm using now is only 256 gigs, so I might go up to 512 eventually. Alright, y'all, so this has been too good to be true, man. Rolling into Atlanta, no traffic. But there's a catch-21 to it, man. On my way back up, I know I'm gonna be stuck in traffic. There's no way around it. So unless something catastrophic happens along the way, I only have 28 miles to go, so I should be right on time.
Right there. I was just asking you for a little space, man.
So I'm backed up on the door. They haven't started unloading me yet. So in the meantime, I'm gonna take this opportunity to go take me a nap. So catch up with you guys in about 2 hours, man. By the time I resume, it should be daylight. Alright, YouTube. So I just finished up with this delivery. Well, I've been finished for a while, but I was taking me a little nap. I think I got about 3 hours in. So I'm feeling refreshed right now. So I'm actually checking out right now. Matter of fact, let me cut this front camera on real quick so y'all can see what's happening in front of me. So it's starting to rain. It's been raining for a couple hours now actually, but it's nothing crazy. So I'm heading to my next pickup right now. So I just wanted to hop on real quick and close this video out. So y'all see my next upload, y'all see me in the same outfit. Just know that it was the same day. But I already have way too much content for this video here, so I don't want to keep recording going into the next pickup. So I'm just going to start a new video on the next pickup. So DOT week officially begins tomorrow. 72-hour blitz. And there's a very high possibility I won't be on the road. And that's what I normally do every year. And I think if more owner-operators do it, when y'all get back to work, you will notice a serious increase in the rates. That's all it takes. Everybody to stay home for 3 days, 4 days. When you get back, you'll notice a serious increase in the rates. But fortunately, man, it's trucking, man. These guys can't come together for change. You know, rates are at an all-time low. Brokers are just straight up rude, disrespectful nowadays. You know, sometimes you call in on a load, man, and you know, the rate they tell you, it's just disrespectful. You know, like this load, for example, I just dropped off. They offered me $1,000 on this load. It's a 3-day load. You know, I picked it up in Charlotte on Friday, comes off in Douglasville, which is a little bit south of Atlanta, on Monday. So it's been on my trailer for 3 days. Picked it up Friday evening, dropped it off Monday morning. Frozen load, -10, frozen Italian ice. Now, there is somebody out there who would have taken that for $1,000. But guess what? This guy ain't gonna do it. No way. You know, just reefer fuel alone, I probably spent about $250 on reefer fuel because I had to go get some fuel over the weekend. You know, I parked on a full tank, my reefer, not my tractor. I had a full tank of fuel in my reefer, and 2 days in, it was on a half a tank, so I had to go back to the truck and I'll go put some fuel in it. But when the broker gave me the rate, and I just told him straight up, when you double that, you can holler at me. He's like, 2,000? I said, yeah, minimum. And he's like, all right, let me talk to my customer and see what we could do. So about 5 minutes later, called me back, and he's like, hey, I got the 2,000 approved. Listen, guys, it's not rocket science, man. You got to know how to negotiate. You know, because it's posted for $1,000 don't mean you take it for $1,000. Know your worth. Know what your truck is worth. You know, so if I would have taken that load for $1,000, you know, I spent $250 on reefer fuel and probably another $200, $250 round trip on fuel in my tractor. So that's $500 right there. And then you've been sitting on that load for 3 days. So basically you made $500 in 3 days. That's not cutting it. Add another 1,000 to it, and then you profit $1,500 in 3 days. And in those 3 days, I was home. You know, this load was picked up 5 miles from where I parked my truck. You know, about 4 to 5 miles from where I parked my truck. I picked it up, and I went back to the yard, parked the truck, and I went home. So I was home, hanging with the family while I was babysitting this load over the weekend. So, you know, it's not like I was out there on the road. I was home, and I just left out late last night after Mother's Day. But that's how you got to be with these brokers, man. You got to know how to negotiate, and you got to be firm. And I told them 2,000 was my minimum. That's my minimum. I was really trying to be at 23. You know, that's a 3-day run. It's a -10 load sitting on my trailer for 3 days. You know, the broker doesn't need to know that, hey, I'm picking up this load and then I'm going back home and I'll park my truck for the weekend. He doesn't have to know that. You know, that's just for you to know. Because if he knows that, then he might try to use that against you. But once again, guys, to everybody who tuned in to the end, appreciate you guys. And I'm about to shut this thing down and start a new video once I get rolling on the 285 going through Atlanta. That's probably going to be where I start that video. So until the next one, catch you guys on the next video. And by the way, I have a lot of content coming over the next couple of days. I have 2 videos scheduled right now. This will be number 3. I'm recording one today. And I have 2 videos that I'm gonna do while I'm home over the next 2 days. One is gonna be how to recharge your AC unit. And I'm probably gonna do a video polishing my wheels before I go back on the road. My wheels haven't been polished in a few months, so I'm gonna polish my wheels and show you guys how I get it nice and shiny. So until the next one, much love to everybody out there. God bless. Peace out.